Here is a single line diagram, a main incomer, a breaker, and a bus feeding the loads, drawn and running in a free browser tab. No install, no sign up. If you search for a single line diagram in Visio, this is the honest comparison, not a hit piece. Visio is a serious, capable tool, and its electrical stencils are real. So we will be fair to it. What its stencils actually give you, where they genuinely earn their keep, and where a free browser tool draws the same single line diagram faster. Same task for both. Lay out a clean single line diagram and get out the door. Let's put them side by side. First, credit where it is due. Microsoft Visio is a proper diagramming platform, and it has been for decades. It ships with electrical stencils you can build a single line diagram from: breakers, transformers, buses, generators, switchgear shapes, plus templates so you start from more than a blank page. The shapes snap, connectors stay glued when you move things, alignment guides keep the bus bars straight, and the whole thing lives inside Microsoft 365 next to Word, Excel, and Teams. If your job already runs on Microsoft, that integration is real value. You can drop the single line into a report, keep it on the company drive, co-author it with a colleague, and hand it to someone who already knows the tool. Version history, permissions, the templates library, it is all there. 4 general-purpose diagrams: flowcharts, floor plans, org charts, network maps. Visio is genuinely one of the best there is, and none of that is in dispute here. Now the trade-offs, and these are about fit, not quality. First, price. There is no free tier. Visio is a subscription or a per-seat license. At the time of filming, roughly $5 a month for the limited web plan, $15 for the full desktop app, on top of your Microsoft 365. Easy on a company license. Harder to justify for one single line diagram at home. Second, it leans desktop. The full electrical stencil set and the richest features live in the installed Windows app. The web version is lighter, and if you're on a Mac or a Chromebook, the native app is not really an option at all. And third, the one that matters most for a single line diagram. Visio draws pictures. A line between a breaker and a bus is just a line. There is no electrical engine underneath it, so it cannot tell a correct feeder from a short. To Visio, they are the exact same drawing. It does not know volts from amps, and it never will because that was never the point. That is not a flaw. Visio was built to be general, and being general is its whole strength. It just means a single line diagram in Visio is documentation, a picture of your intent, not a test of whether that intent actually works. So here's the other option for the specific job of a single line diagram. It is a free editor that runs in an ordinary browser tab, the one on screen now. No install, no license, no sign up to start. It opens straight into an electrical symbol library. It routes the connections for you, and the part Visio cannot do, it can actually simulate the circuit you draw. Let me show you the same single line diagram live, and you can judge it against Visio yourself. It is free to open at CircuitDiagramMaker.app. This is the editor running in a browser, nothing installed. That already clears the install hurdle before we draw a single line. Down the left is the symbol library. The free pack is electrical from the start: breaker, switch, light fixture, ground, outlet, GFCI, junction box, and more. Real electrical symbols, not generic boxes. To place one, click the symbol, then click the canvas, and it snaps to the grid. Breaker, switch, fixture, ground. That is the same start you would get from a Visio electrical stencil, except there was no download and no license check to get here. And you do not have to start from a blank page either. Here is a real, finished diagram, open straight in the browser, a PLC control panel with its supply, breakers, and I/O laid out and wired, and a solar single line, array, controller, inverter, and battery down one clean line. Both loaded in a tab, nothing installed. Look at the connections. They route pin to pin with clean right angles, and this is the part that saves real time, drag component, and every wire connected to it follows. Rearrange the whole board, and the drawing stays tidy. In a picture-only tool, moving a symbol means chasing the lines and re-straightening them by hand, one at a time. Here the connections are live, so the layout is yours to reshape and the wiring just keeps up. It is the same convenience Visio's glued connectors give you, just with electrical symbols and no license to get in. Now the thing no Visio single-line template can do. Simulation. There's a real spice engine built into the page. Open Simulate, pick DC operating point, and run it. Live node voltages and branch currents appear right on the diagram. Real volts, the return sitting near zero, real milliamps in the branches. Actual numbers, computed from the single line you drew. If a connection is wrong, the numbers say so before you ever touch a real bus. A zero where you expected volts is the fastest fault report in electronics. No meter, no smoke, no guessing. Transient and AC sweep live in the same dialog when you need waveforms over time instead of a single operating point. This is the one line where the two tools are not even in the same category. Visio would happily let a dead short sit in the drawing forever and never say a word. Not because it is bad, but because it is not an electrical tool. If proving the circuit matters to you, this is the difference that decides it. And getting the drawing out. Honestly, this is where the free plan draws its own line. PNG export is free, so you can drop the single line into a doc or a message right away. On the free plan, it carries a small watermark. The vector formats, SVG, PDF, and DXF for CD, sit on the paid plan. That is the business model, and I would rather tell you than have you find out.